And welcome back to a still currently windy Tigerville here at Jan McDonald Field for game number 2 of the softball doubleheader from Jan McDonald Field. If you just joined us, North Greenville Lady Crusader softball took game 1 over Coker College 5-1, trying to go for the sweep here in game 2. North Greenville picked up their 13th win of the season. Coker took their 5th loss of the season. And here's the way things will line up here for game 2. Casey Simmons will be up to bat first to lead things off here on the top of the first for the Cobras. Madison King will bat second. Maria Williamson bats third. Brianna Strickland fourth. Hannah Goodman fifth. Hannah Price sixth. Anna Glahoski seventh. Diane Servadeo eighth. And Nikki Linthicum, who will be in the circle for Coker as well, she'll bat ninth. North Greenville will send Mackenzie Dyson, number 7, to the circle to start things off for us. And we're just about ready to get underway. Courtney Bone, not part of the lineup. She'll be in right field, though, for the Cobras as Dyson fires. Strike 1 to Simmons. Mackenzie Dyson on the season for North Greenville with a 2.57 ERA. And she fires ball 1 up high. 2 wins, 2 losses. This is her 4th start in 7 appearances. The 1-1. Check swing popped up and out of play, strike 2. One-two on the way, and off the end of the bat, driven high to left field. This one is playable, and off the glove of the left fielder, Darby Holmes. Extra bases for Simmons as Holmes finally relays it in. And a leadoff triple for Coker from Casey Simmons. Now the left fielder, Madison King. She'll be up next. Dyson ready to go. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Trying to put down the bunt. Stares at ball 1 going by. King went 0 for 4 back in game 1. As a runner on third, here with nobody out. And a 1-1. That's fouled away down the third base side, 1-2. Dyson fires, and strike 3 is called. Frozer for out number 1. Now the first baseman, Maria Williamson, will bat third in the lineup. Moving up a spot from game 1, she went 0 for 3. And ball 1. Pops it foul, strike 1. And a 1-1. Outside part of the zone, called strike 2. Inside, ball 2. And off the end of the bat, a slow lower to Griffin. Fires home on the tag. Got her. And so the opening run will not score for Coker. Tagged out at the plate by Taylor Kuhn. Williamson will reach first. And now Coker with no runs and 2 outs. This is a shortstop, Brianna Strickland. And ball 1 missing down low. Strickland went 1 for 3 back in game 1. And we'll send a 2-hopper over to Rivers at short. Snags that one, flipped to Gray at second, and in and out of her glove. So another 2-out rally for Coker. We'll put runners in first and second, and the catcher Hannah Goodman will get to the plate.
Great. North Greenville just needing to take a little break, try and slow this down. Already 2 crucial errors, already got 1 out at the plate, but as this batter's hit, load him up.
Now Goodman went 1 for 2 back in game 1, but they'll get a free pass to first, and now Dyson in trouble with the bases loaded. This is a designated player, number 26, Hannah Price. And that's ball 1. And ball 2 missing outside. Positive thing right now, North Greenville with 2 outs, but Dyson threatening to walk a run in with 3-0 count against Price. 3-0, swung on and fouled back, so that's strike 1. And a 3-1, and that is ball 4.
And that's going to walk 1 in.
So after the great play at home from Griffin to Kuhn to prevent 1 scoring, Dyson walks a run in, and Coker takes a 1-0 lead. And Coach Hall will come out to the dugout and bring Kuhn up with her to have a chat with Dyson and the stoppage of play while we wait for the third baseman, Anna Gluchowski, to bat next.
And yeah, just a frustrating start for Dyson. Had just errors across the board for North Greenville, just some misplays on a flip to second, on a fly out to left. Was able to keep 1 run off the board, but a walk here from Dyson has brought 1 in. Now Coker College with their first lead.
Gluchowski scored the only run of game 1 for Coker. She went 0 for 2, but did have that run scored as Dyson fires ball 1. Now 1-0. Dyson able to get this one up in the zone, strike 1.
And that's exactly what Coach Hall just came out to talk to her about. Just try and take this 1 batter at a time. It's early in the game. Just try and get out of this jam with as little damage as possible.
Now same location, but called ball 2, 2-1 count to Gluchowski. 7th batter at the plate already this inning for Coker, and not even done with the first as swung over the top of by Glahowski, and that'll move the count to 2-2. And called strike 3 as Dyson fires it in the middle, and will pick up her second strikeout of this inning, and that will retire the side for Coker. But 1 run on 1 hit. Listed 1 error. They did count that fielding error against Darby Holmes. I have to disagree with that, though. But anyway, 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, 3 left on for Coker here in the top half of the first. And here's how North Greenville will come to the plate during their batting times. The shortstop, Kelsey Rivers, will lead things off. Brooklyn Stone will bat second. Jalen Griffin bats third. Taylor Kuhn fourth. Ashton Withers fifth. Kate Lee sixth. Grace DeBoer seventh. Darby Holmes eighth. And Haley Gray will round out the batting order. And I don't believe there are no changes from game 1. So same song, second verse for North Greenville. And in the circle here for Coker, this will be number 21, Nikki Linthicum. We got to see her at the tail end of game 1. She came in, pitched 1 inning, struck out two of the batters she faced, and got a third one to ground out. As coming into today, she has a 4.83 ERA, 4 wins, no losses. This will be her 7th start in 11 appearances. And through 33 1/3, she's given up 46 hits, 28 runs, 23 of them earned, and has walked 17, struck out 25. She's allowed 5 extra base hits, and opponents batting .319 against her. And this is Kelsey Rivers leading things off for NGU. And ball 1. A 1-0. Big rip and a miss, strike 1.
Now let's just see what North Greenville can put together here. They're down only 1 run after a rather disastrous first inning. See if they can put some offense on the board.
Ball 1 missing, or ball 2 missing high and outside the Rivers. Rivers went 0 for 4 leading off game 1 for North Greenville. Ball 3. Three-one count to the NGU shortstop from Linthicum. And strike 2.
Nice location right there on the corner.
Count full. And there's pitch. And called strike 3.
Choked up on the bat, same spot. Froze the batter, and that's 1 quick out for Coker.
Brooklyn Stone will be up next with 1 down against North Greenville. Stone, a lot of great defensive plays back in game 1 from her third base spot. She went 0 for 2 with a run scored. As this one's looped into right field and called on the run. And 2 down.
Coker making no waste of their pitches and getting these North Greenville batters out very quick.
And that was Courtney Bone coming in to make the play. And Jalen Griffin, that third in this lineup, she went 2 for 3 back in game 1. Leads the team in batting average and will line the first one foul of third base. Off the end of the bat, roller to second. flip to first, and the side is retired from Servideo to Williamson. North Greenville goes 3 up, 3 down on no runs, on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base for North Greenville. Coker leads 1-0 as we're through the first, heading to the top of the second. Coker sent 7 to the plate back in the first, so it will be 8-9 and back to the top of the order for the one-hitters. This will be Diane Servideo, Nikki Linthicum, and Casey Simmons when we come back here on the North Greenville Sports Network.
All right, you can unmute now.
Back here for the top of the second, 8-9 and 1 due up for Coker. Diane Servideo leading things off. She did not start game 1 for Coker. As Dyson ready to roll and fires ball 1. Numbers for Servideo, batting .278. This will be her 8th start and her 11th game played in. And Dyson misfiring downstairs again, ball 2.
What Dyson needs to do here is just start taking these batters one by one. Try and forget that first inning because this one's fired in low.
3-0 count to Servideo.
Yeah, Coker managed to send 7 to the plate and plated 1, but that's just it. As disastrous as that first inning was for North Greenville, only 1 run came across.
Now Dyson able to elevate enough to get in strike 1. Servideo does have 3 walks on the season, has been hit by a pitch 4 times, and suddenly the count is run full by Dyson. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch on the way, swung underneath it, strike 3. 1 down. Next up will be the pitcher for Coker, Nikki Linthicum. She rounds out the batting order in the 9 spot. And not bad numbers for her, batting even 200 on the season. This will be her 7th start. She takes strike 1 there from Dyson. Only 1 hit and 5 at bats though. And Dyson fires strike 2 past her.
Dyson really starting to settle in here.
And waste pitch rolled to her, 1-2. Dyson coming into the game with 15 strikeouts, has already picked up 3. And a roller off the end of the bat over to Rivers at short, throw to Griffin, and just does beat her.
Right there, just got right by Dyson, ended up at the foot of Rivers and just enough on the arm and as accurate as possible. Another out for North Greenville.
2 down for, or against Coker here in the top of the second. Back to the top of the order for the center fielder Casey Simmons, who tripled the left field her first time up. And Dyson fires strike 1. Now it was scored as an error against Darby Holmes over in left, but I figure you and me would have a hard time catching a high fly ball in 20-mile-an-hour wind gusts. As here is a Slow chopper to Gray at second, has trouble fielding it, doesn't get the runner.
Just missed it, trying to come up with it, left it on the ground, had to reach a second time, and that was just enough for the runner to reach.
Now, I don't have an argument about that one. That one is an error. So Simmons will reach base for the second time in as many innings, and Madison King will take strike one. King 0 for 1 today with a strikeout back in the first. Here for game 2. Oh, 1. Runner going to steal second. Here's Kuhn on the throw. Got her. Yeah, he can't steal on Taylor Kuhn. She did throw one high back in game 1, but does get the runner here. So that will be it for Coker in the top of the second as the side is retired. No runs on no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base here for Coker. Heading to the bottom of the second, due up for North Greenville will be Taylor Kuhn, Ashton Withers, and Kate Lee. 4, 5, and 6 with North Greenville trailing by 1 here on the North Greenville Sports Network.
I'm having ideas that sit on top of this. Sit on top of this. That thing literally broke within 2 seconds of the same thing. Am I fat? Okay, well, you know what?
I wouldn't be. You know, if you fall, I'm just gonna laugh and not do it.
I'm gonna try and do a flip over the fence when I fall. You know how cool that'd be for the broadcast?
You wouldn't see it.
Somebody's gotta do some camera work.
Taylor Kuhn leading off the bottom of the second here for North Greenville. Lady Crusaders trail by 1. Be a first at bat for Kuhn this game.
And Kuhn with the great play from behind the plate to end the top of the second.
Kuhn went 2 for 3 back in game 1 with a run batted in. Facing off against Linthicum, and count evened up at 1-1. Next pitch, strike 2.
Favorable calls on that inside edge to right-handed hitters. Got to be watching out for that for the entire game.
Umpires have been consistent throughout the day, so do have to give them credit there. As here's a 1-2, down low, 2-2. And a 2-2, way up high, 3-2.
Yeah, Rise ball just got away from her. No runners on, so no real rush from the Coker backstop.
Kuhn digs back in, full count to her. And ball 4 and misses inside. First free pass issued today. Well, here in game 2 for Coker. This will bring up the DP for game 2, Ashton Withers. Withers went 2 for 3 with a run scored and takes strike 1. 2 for 3 back in game 1. Trying to get a bunt down the first base side. She'll drop behind 0-2.
Yeah, just tried to get a drag bunt off, but that second strike's going to take that one off. That opportunity off, as you might think.
Linthicum looking for her second strikeout, fires it, and a liner over the head of second into right field. And that will put Withers aboard with no outs. A walk and a single start off the bottom of the second here for North Greenville, and here comes Coach McCall out from the Cobras dugout.
Not really much you can do on that one if you're Servito sitting at second. Just came right over your head. You're already playing on the back end of the infield, so just a bloop single, and it's going to end up winding 2 on base for North Greenville with no outs. Threatening here in the second.
Well, this might seem like a bit of deja vu for Coker. It was the second inning that North Greenville broke open. Haley Gray with a 3-run shot over the left field fence plated the first 3 for North Greenville. All Lady Crusader offense coming in the second and third innings, as Coker would score in the 4th, and that would be it for scoring in that game. Now here is Kate Lee, the right fielder. She'll swing at the first pitch, and the wind will keep that one in play. And out number 1.
Lee just choked up on it and ended up popping right over to first base. Heavy crosswinds, keeping it in the infield, as you just said. But regardless, 1 pitch, 1 out, and Coker in a little bit more breathing room.
Maria Williamson recording the fly out, and now it will be down to the center fielder, Grace DeBoer, to try and get the bats going again. DeBoer went 0 for 3 back in game 1, and we'll take ball 1. Trying to get the bunt down, beautifully placed down the third base side. They will throw to third and get the lead runner.
It's going to go down as a fielder's choice, but what a play right there from the catcher. Easily could have got the out at first, but instead realized she had an opportunity for the lead runner. Took the risk, and the gamble pays off. 2 outs for Coker.
2-5 put out there with 2 down. The left fielder, Darby Holmes, will come up. Runners on first and second. Holmes went 1 for 3 back in game 1, grounds to third, and that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit for North Greenville, no errors, and 2 left on for the Lady Crusaders. 1-0, Coker still leads as we're through 2. Heading to the top of the third, due up for the Cobras will be King, Williamson, and Strickland. We come back here on the North Greenville Sports Network.
Did it hit her in the face? Okay.
She did this, closed the glove, and then the ball hit her.
If it was 100-mile-per-hour wind, I would not be standing on this lap. Nah, we can play on that. Fight in the rain.
It's like those Madden tornado kicking drills. The hurricane kicking drills. They're kicking 100-yard field goals. 300
Hey, I might could actually make one if we did it then. Just from the regular spot, though.
Madison King leading off the top of the third here for Coker and drives one over the third base side foul. Put it behind 0-1. King already 0 for 1 today with a strikeout looking back in the first. There's the 0-1. Dyson missing outside, 1-1. One on the way. At the knees, ball 2. And a liner into left field. That's a fair ball over the head of Stone. It's going to roll into the corner. Holmes goes over to scoop it up. And the leadoff double for King.
Could have asked for better placement on that one, right on the right side of the line, going down third base.
And so for the second out of 3 innings we've played, the leadoff hitter is aboard for Coker. Now first baseman Maria Williamson, who will take ball 1 rolled to her. Williamson reached on a fielder's choice earlier, came around and scored the only run of the game so far for Coker. And ball 2 also rolled to her.
This is mirror image of the first inning. Dyson with runners on early, a little shaky at the plate.
Popped up over the first base side and just out of the reach of Jalen Griffin. That'll be strike 1. Count 2-1. Jammed her up inside, popped up in the shallow right. Haley Gray going after it and hangs on to it.
That wind died down and Kim switched directions. Gray realizing it real quick, was backing into the outfield, runs back towards the infield and catches at her normal position at second.
One down against Coker. This will be the shortstop Brianna Strickland, who also reached on a fielder's choice back in the first. She's choked up inside and fouls it away for strike 1. Runner at second here with 1 down for Coker. And ball 1 outside. Liner past Rivers at short. Runner being waved around third. And here comes one in to score for Coker. The throw to second past Haley Gray. And another double for Coker. And they'll extend their lead 2-0. Now the catcher Hannah Goodman will be up next as soon as we have an infield meeting around Dyson. That's a runner on second, 1 out. Coker going up by 2 runs. Goodman was hit by a pitch back in the first inning for her only at bat so far. Dyson ready to throw to Goodman. And missing outside, ball 1. Doubles this inning for Coker, and this one's popped up in the infield and over the backstop, foul, strike 1. Thought Kuhn might have had a shot at it, and that one's pushed out by the wind. There's a 1-1. And this one into shallow left. That's going to drop for a base hit. Here comes another run. DeBoer on the throw, cut off. And they'll pin
Noah covering first.
They'll pin the other runner back at first, but that'll be an RBI single for Goodman. Coach Hall wants a change.
And Dyson's going to be done. Looks like Anna Rogers is going to take the circle.
2 runs come across here in the 3rd for Coker. The Cobras now leading 3-0, and it will be number 23, Anna Rogers, taking to the circle. 0 ERA for Rogers, no wins, no losses. This will only be her 2nd appearance all season. Through 2 innings, she's given up only 2 hits. Well, no runs, hence the 0 ERA. Has walked no batters, struck out 1, and she's faced 8 batters, batting .250 against her. Called upon here to try and shut Coker down and get these last 2 outs. Two runs already for Coker and runner on first. So Dyson goes 2 1/3. Anna Rogers now takes over the circle. Try and get these last 2 outs. And strike 1. This is Hannah Price, the DP. She is walked today. And takes ball 1 up high. So Price with a walk and an RBI, as Dyson had nowhere to put her back in the first. Here's a 1-1. That's strike 2.
And that's Rogers' bread and butter. These off-speed pitches mixed with some high speed, catching all corners of the zone. Took a little while to get there, but now ahead in this count 1-2.
And called strike 3 on the outside. That's out number 2. And let's bring up the third baseman, Anna Glahowski, who struck out 2 in the first for Coker. First pitch swinging off the nose of the bat, foul, strike 1. Now 1. And the slow dribbler foul, third, strike 2. Retire side, Rogers, again, just off a stone at third on the hit. And the inning's gonna continue for Coker as a diving stop attempted by Stone, but can't come up with it.
And not really much you can fault Stone for right there. That was driven slowly, a little slower than you'd think, but between short and third, both going after it.
How would you score that one?
I'm not even gonna guess.
You don't want to start a fight?
No, I don't.
Well, they'll score that as a hit. As this is Diane Servadeo's back up. She is 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the second. And a slow dribbler back to Rogers. She'll fire to Griffin at first, almost pull her off the bag, but Griffin hangs on to it. And that will retire the side for the Cobras. Not before they extend their lead, though. 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on for the Cobras at the end of the top of the third. Heading to the bottom of the third, North Greenville trailing by 3. Haley Gray leading things off. We'll be back to the top of the order for Rivers and Stone. Coker leading 3-0 here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Back here for the bottom of the third, and ball 1 issued to Haley Gray, leading off the bottom of the inning here for North Greenville. Gray had a 3-run home run back in game 1 and lays off ball 2. Strike 1 this time from Linthicum. Two 2-1, lined over the pitcher's head into center field.
And a leadoff single to get the inning started for North Greenville.
Haley Gray's good series against Coker continues. Hit number 2 for her, and we're back to the top of the order for Kelsey Rivers, a shortstop. 0 for 1 today, struck out looking to lead off the first. And trying to pop up the bunt and foul.
North Greenville just not having a lot of success with these drag bunts.
Behind the count 0-1, and looked for it again, but lays off ball 1 inside. Also missing down low. 2-1. And now 2-1. Gets a bunt down the first base side. Gray is running as it will go foul. 2-2. On the 2-2, Gray's taken off again and fouled away. Count still 2-2. Linthicum fires. High and inside, ball 3.
Rivers still battling. Fouling off where she can, laying off what she thinks is going to get her a call. She's fought her way to a 3-2 count.
Now decision time here as it's filled up. And ball 4 misses up high.
And Linthicum's got to be a little frustrated with that. Had her 3 or 4 different occasions. Bunts foul. And everything just goes against her and ends up now 2-on to start the inning for North Greenville.
Coach McCall back out from the Cobras dugout, gathers the infield around us.
And that looks like it's probably going to be it.
They'll be ready to deal with Brooklyn Stone, who's up next. 0 for 1 today with a fly out to right. Now they're going to leave Linthicum in there.
Staying for now. Coker really starting to warm up in their bullpen. Had one out there for the last few innings.
I believe that's number 3, Taylor Forehand out there. She is one of 4 pitchers that Coker has used this season. And another bunt down the first base side. This one will be fielded, throw to first as the runner's going home. And a run will score for North Greenville.
And just smart base running from Haley Gray. Realized they were going to wait and see if they were going to get the call at first. And while everyone's confused, just go ahead and take off from third.
They get Stone on the force out. And Haley Gray comes all the way around to score. Rivers at second. And here is Jalen Griffin. 0 for 1 today with a ground out to second. Back on the first. Swinging at the first pitch, foul at third base to go behind 0-1. Griffin behind 0-1, swings and misses to go behind 0-2.
Power swing just swung right under it.
And now the 0-2 off the end of the bat. Griffin just does stay alive. Count not in her favor, they're still behind 0-2. And the slow chopper back to the pitcher. Hold the runner at first, or hold the runner at second. And Griffin is out.
And Linthicum really looked over to third, realized Rivers wasn't going to go anywhere. Just took a quick toss back to first to get the second out.
Taylor Kuhn, the catcher, next up with 2 down, runner on second. Kuhn is no official at bat yet, walked back in the second. And ball 1 missing up high. Both fouled away to make it 1-1. Linthicum offers. Outside, 2-1. Missing downstairs, 3-1. Ripped right to third. Rivers takes off, but that's going to retire the side for Coker. So a run does score for North Greenville, but that's all they get. One run on one hit, no errors, and one left on base to end the third for North Greenville. 3-1, Coker still leads, heading to the top of the fourth. Due up for the Cobras will be the pitcher, Linthicum, leading it off, and then back to the top of the order for Simmons and King when we come back here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Back here for the top of the fourth, North Greenville and Coker are going at it in game 2 of this softball doubleheader. Coker out of the South Atlantic, North Greenville out of the Conference Carolinas. Non-conference matchup here late in the week from Jan McDonald Field. Anna Rogers coming back onto the pitcher's circle for her another inning of work after coming in relief last inning for Mackenzie Dyson. And ball 1 already issued, and now Rogers ready to go again. Linthicum 0 for 1 today with a ground out to short, and Rogers missing up high for a 2-0 count. And a 2-0. Rifled right down Main Street, strike 1. Swung on up high in the zone, foul. Griffin goes over to cover, but that will drop Linthicum to 2-2. Count evened up to the Cobras pitcher as she'll foul this one straight to the backstop.
And Kuhn had to duck out of the way of that one. That was coming right for her face mask.
Rogers steps back on the 2-2. Drops it in there for a called strike 3. And that is the 4th strikeout recorded by the North Greenville pitching crew here in game 2. And we're back to the top of the order for the center fielder, Simmons, who has reached on an error twice today. And ball 1 misfiring up high. And Rogers missing outside, 2-0. Rogers fires, and called strike on the inside. Rogers checking her selection, and 2-1 count. Fouled back, 2-2. Rogers slowing the pace down and gets ready to fire to Simmons. And a liner foul, a third. And on top of the 4th, Coker leading 3-1. Batter calls time. Now Rogers fires. And ball 3, missing just a bit outside. Full count to the Cobras center fielder. And fires. Slow roller over to Gray, and she'll get the runner for out number 2. That's 2 down. Now to the left fielder, Madison King, who's 1 for 2 today. Struck out looking in the 1st, doubled, and scored a run in the 3rd. Trying to put down a bunt, and we'll take strike 1.
Yeah, was going to miss it on the run through, tried to poke at it and still whiffed.
Puts King behind 0-1. Rogers steps back in the circle and gets her to go after strike 2. Rogers ahead 0-2 with 2 down. And missed it outside, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. And missing outside again, 2-2.
Bit of a waste pitch, just trying to get the batter to chase. And now the count evened up.
Still no call on the outside. Full count. Rogers steps back in, fires. And did she go around? Yes,
Absolutely.
she did.
Choked up on the bat and tried to act like she dropped it down, but as she's trotting to first, umpire just looks right at her and says she's out. And that'll end the inning for North Greenville.
Did have to make the appeal down the first. First base umpire says she went, and that retires the Cobra side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base for Coker here in the top of the fourth as they go down in order, 1, 2, 3. To the bottom of the fourth we go. North Greenville still trailing by 2, and it will be Withers, Lee, and DeBoer due up when we come back on the North Greenville Sports Network.
Number 1 up the bat, Ashton Withers.
Ashton Withers set the lead off the bottom of the fourth for North Greenville. There has been a pitching change for Coker, so Nikki Linthicum is done, at least in the pitcher circle. She will stay in the Coker lineup for the moment. Now pitching for the Cobras, this will be number 3, Taylor Forehand. She brings a 1.40 ERA. 1 win, no losses. This will be her second appearance. And through the 5 innings she has worked, she gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them earned. Walked 5, struck out 3. Ball 1 issued to Withers, designated player in this Game 2 lineup for North Greenville. 1 for 1 today with a single back in the second. And fouls it off her right arm for strike 1. Opponent's batting a whopping 111 against Forehand, so very good pitcher here for Coker. Is ball 2 high and inside.
And that's just going to add to the challenge for North Greenville, down 2 runs here as we're jumping into the second half of the game.
Now 2-1. Popped up in the infield, and Williamson can't come up with the grab. That allows Withers to reach base safely.
Just lost track of it.
Move things down the right fielder, Kate Lee. And that will go down as the second hit for Withers. And here's Lee, who's 0 for 1 today with a fly out to first. Looks for the bunt and fouls it off. There's the 0-1. 1-1. Called strike 2. I'll put Lee behind 1 and 2. Forehand fires and got her to chase it down low. Have to throw down to first to get her out. And that will be it for Lee this inning.
But on the drop, 3rd strike, Withers advances to second. One out and a runner in scoring position for North Greenville.
This will be the center fielder, Grace DeBoer, reached on a fielder's choice back in the second. And watches strike one go by. And ball one, way upstairs. 1-1. Looks for the bunt, misses. Strike two. Bower at the plate. Withers at second. And one out here for North Greenville, trailing by 2. And DeBoer hangs off ball 2, low and away. Not leaving it up. Now the 2-2, and a chopper right back to the pitcher. Flip to first as Withers takes off for third and is safe.
Somehow got around the tag. Now North Greenville sacrifices 2 essentially to get a runner to third. Now going to need a hit to score from here.
Darby Holmes up next, 0 for 1 today with a ground out to third back in the second. Goes after the first pitch, fouls it off to go behind 0-1. Runner at third, the 0-1. 0-2 is that one way downstairs, but Holmes goes after it.
It's kind of fooled her. Seemed to be a rise ball, but just stayed level on the ground, caught her at the knees.
A chance to end the inning here for forehand. And called strike 3 at the knees. Sits her down on 3 straight. So North Greenville starts off with a leadoff single from Withers, and then they go 1, 2, 3 after that. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base for North Greenville to end the 4th. Heading to the top of the 5th, Cobras still lead at 3-1. Due up next inning for Coker will be Williamson, Strickland, and Goodman. When we come back here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Here in the top of the 5th, Coker back up to bat. They lead 3-1 over North Greenville here in Game 2 of the softball doubleheader. Maria Williamson leading off the inning and taking strike 1 from Anna Rogers. Came in relief from Mackenzie Dyson after Dyson exited with 2 1/3 innings pitched after the 2-run inning from Coker. Ball 1 missing to Williamson, who is 0 for 2 today with a run scored. Flew out to second. Her last time up back in the third. One count to the first baseman and make it 2-1. Rogers back in, and low and away, 3-1. A 3-1. Inside, but call strike 2. Full count to Williamson leading off this inning for Coker. Rogers fires, and hard hit to Stone at third. Fielded to Griffin, and that's one down.
Stone just made that one look easy. Calm, cool, collected. Just picks it up on the hop. Throws over to first.
One down for the Cobras. This will be the shortstop, Brianna Strickland. Possibly, this is supposed to be her spot. Coach McCall having a chat just outside the dugout. And now Kuhn calls time to trot out to Rogers. Strickland has reached on a fielder's choice today back in the first, doubled in the third. And Rogers ready to go. And strike one. Now the 0-1, hard hit, snared by Stone. That one is fair. He's got to get it to Griffin, and does.
And time, you got to give all the credit in the world to Stone right there. Fell to her knee, caught it, and never even got up. Throws from the ground and gets it over to first on one hop.
2 down for North Greenville. To the catcher, Hannah Goodman up next. Been hit by a pitch back in the first and singled back in the third. Rogers offers, ball one. And a 1-0. Drops in for a called strike. One. Drops in there too. That's strike 2. Now 1-2 count now to Goodman. Two down against Coker. Rogers fires, and chopper foul a third. Goodman hangs on, down 1-2. And 1-2 again. Reached out for it, over to Rivers at short. And to Griffin in time to retire the Cobra side. Coker goes down 1-2-3 to end the fifth here for the Cobras. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Heading to the bottom half of this inning. Here in the fifth will be Haley Gray leading things off for North Greenville, followed by Kelsey Rivers and Brooklyn Stone. North Greenville trailing by 2 to Coker, 3-1 They're on the North Greenville Sports Network. Haley Gray leading out the bottom of the 5th for North Greenville. Lady Crusaders trail by 2. Gray 1 for 1 today, and she does get hit by a pitch.
That was quick.
Saw her duck out of the way, and that one did catch her on the way by, so Gray is aboard for the 2nd time today. Was just about getting ready to say she's 1 for 1 with a single back in the 3rd, and here comes an infield meeting around forehand. We'll be back to the top of the order with the shortstop, Kelsey Rivers, who has walked back in the 3rd and struck out looking in the 1st. And at the moment, Rivers is the tying run at the plate. Forehand deals and trying to get the bunt down and take strike 1. And swings and misses down low. There goes Gray taking off for 2nd. Ball goes into center field. And give her a stolen base, too.
Just smart base running from Gray. Realized huge gap between playing at 2nd and playing at shortstop, and they didn't cover 2nd in time for the throw.
Rivers drops behind 0-2. Now runner at 2nd. Nobody out. And hangs off a ball 1. Haley Gray making Hannah Goodman behind the plate a little bit nervous on the jump. 1-2. And a chopper over to short. Throw to first is in time to retire Rivers. 1 down. Let's bring up Brooklyn Stone. Flew out to right in the 1st. And sacrificed back in the 3rd to move a runner over. And swings and misses at strike 1. Stone officially 0 for 1 today. And tries to get the bunt down again. There goes Gray over to 3rd, and she's safe. Now Stone behind 0-2. Runner now at 3rd. Forehand fires, swings and misses, strike 3 against Stone.
Now North Greenville, once again, 2 outs and a runner on 3rd. Can they convert this time?
Gonna come up to Jalen Griffin to keep the inning alive. Griffin 0 for 2 with a ground out to second and a ground out back to the pitcher.
If she can get some air on this huge gap between right field and center field.
Oh, you mean right where we are?
Yeah.
And swings over the top of strike one. Get nervous when you say stuff like that. Thankfully, the wind is blowing left, so I don't think it would reach us.
Gonna hit me again?
Probably. Swings over the top of another one, strike two. And the 0-2, and strike three. Griffin shut down on 3 straight, and after a hits batsman to start off the inning for Coker. Forehand sits him down in order, 1, 2, 3. So no runs on no hits, no errors, 1 left on base at third for North Greenville. Lead remains the same for Coker, 3-1. We head to the top of the 6th. Leading it off will be, or due up, will be Price, Glahowski, and Servadeo. We'll look for the Cobras when we come back as they lead it here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Top of the 6th with Hannah Price leading it off for the Cobras. They lead at 3-1 as we start to get into the final couple of innings here in game 2 of this softball doubleheader. Price will take ball 1 from Rogers. And for this game 2, Price is walked back in the first, struck out looking in the third. 0 for 1 for Price. Also has an RBI today. And she'll take ball 2. Count and make it 3-0. Got to get one in, can't do it. Rogers will walk her on 4 straight. Runner now at first with nobody out for Coker, and Anna Glahowski will step up to the plate. 1 for 2 today with a strikeout in the first and a single in the third. And a pinch runner coming in for Coker. Like number 23, Caitlin Chambers. Rogers fires outside, ball 2. Now 2-0. Missing low and inside, 3-0. Strike one. Riders finally able to get it in the zone.
7 straight balls to open the inning. Still behind in this one.
Let's see if they give Glahowski the green light this time. 3-1. Rogers fires. She'll hold off of it and take strike 2. Full count to the Cobras third baseman. Scoops one out of the turf to second. Chance for 2. Got it!
And what a play. Right there from short to go stand on the bag and stand right in the runner coming at you. Throw that one over back to first. And now North Greenville's gone from throwing 7 straight balls to open the inning to getting 2 outs on 1 hit.
Great play by Kelsey Rivers. Now the base is clear. Diane Servadeo, second baseman, first pitch swinging, fouls it off. She's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout in the second and a ground out back to the pitcher in the third. Liner over to Holmes, who grabs that one for the final out. Give a good shot there from Servadeo, but after the double play, that is it for Coker here in the top of the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base to end the top of the 6th. Heading to the bottom of the 6th, it'll be the heart of the order due up for North Greenville. Kuhn, Withers, and Lee, as the Lady Crusaders still trail by 2 here to Coker on the North Greenville Sports Network.
To bat number 16, Taylor Kuhn.
Taylor Kuhn leading off the bottom of the 6th for North Greenville. Kuhn today has walked in the second, grounded out to third in the third. Coming off a 2-for-3 performance back in Game 1. Searching for a hit here in Game 2. Off the nose of the bat, right to second, fielded by Servadeo, who flips it to first in time, and that is Kuhn retired for out number 1. Now bring up the DP, Ashton Withers, who is having a good Game 2. 2 for 2 with a pair of singles in the second and the fourth.
Gonna need to spark something here in the 6th.
And strike 1.
Heavy winds blowing out towards center.
Haven't noticed. Swung over the top of strike 2. Well, that's something it has been doing today, is it has been shifting around a lot and certainly is blowing to straightaway center now. And that's Withers shut down on 3 straight. Have to throw down to first as a catcher dropped it, but Same result, 2 down now for North Greenville, and the right fielder, Kate Lee, now have to try and keep the inning going as she is flown out today. Back over to first and struck out on a right. 0-for-2 performance for Lee here, and she'll swing over the top of it. I don't know what forehand has brought into this game since taking over from Linthicum, but whatever it has, she stepped it up in the 5th and hasn't let it go. Hill 1, called strike 2. And high in the zone, good contact over to short. High throw is in time to get Lee. No, they didn't. Coker thought they did, and they must have just pulled Williamson off the bag.
And they're going to come out and argue this one.
Oh, yeah, Coach McCall's going to go all the way over to the first base umpire.
Looked to me on my end that the first baseman came down, had to jump up for it, but came down well in time before the runner reached. But it's up to the umpires to make that final decision.
And we're going to have a conference about it. And she is out.
I think they got the right call on that one, but that's going to end the 6th, and North Greenville still down 3-1.
And so they go down in order. Does North Greenville 1, 2, 3 here in the 6th, heading to the 7th. And leading it off for Coker will be Mindy North, who will slip into the 9 spot. Casey Simmons and Madison King due up for the Cobras as they lead at 3-1 here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Mindy North leading off the... See, I told you it wasn't going to work. Thank you, John David. That does work. Mindy North leading off the 7th here for Coker. Started back in game 1 and went 0-for-2. Did draw a walk. And she will slide in a 9 spot previously held by the Coker pitcher. And is behind 2-0. Anna Rogers trying to keep the deficit at 2 to send it to the bottom of the 7th, but struggling here and has it 3-0. Walked the leadoff hitter back to start off the 6th and able to find the zone here for strike 1. And strike 2. Looks like North was trying to put down the bunt. Full count. North was subbed in the all the way back in the 4th inning, but just now getting to the plate. And she'll pop this one up over foul. There goes Stone after it, just can't haul it in. Count remains full with nobody out. A 3-2. Up high, ball 4. Well, second straight inning, North Greenville will walk the leadoff hitter. This will flip it back to the top of the order for the center fielder, Casey Simmons. In game 2, she has reached twice on an error by North Greenville. They've got 3 of them here in game 2. And she grounded out her last time up to second in the 4th inning. Strike 1 does find the zone. And since the 4th inning, Coker has gone quiet. Or really since the 3rd, they've gone down in order 3 straight. Double, North Greenville able to turn a double play. Last inning. Now Rogers misfiring down low, 1-1.
But regardless of that, North Greenville not having the production on their offensive end, so the deficit still sits at 2, even though the pitching has been pretty on par for the last 3-4 innings. Now the
1-1. Missing outside, 2-1. Bunt down right back to the pitcher. Rogers misfires past the first baseman, and there goes the runners up to 2nd and 3rd.
It's like that one just hit the top, like caught her fingers on the way by, just didn't release it, ends up in the turf right in front of Griffin at first.
And now this is worst case scenario for North Greenville, runners at 2nd, 3rd, nobody out. Coker trying to put this one on ice. Coach Hall out to the circle to have a meeting about what to do next. Madison King is due up next for the Cobras. She is 1 for 3 today with a pair of strikeouts and a double that came in the 3rd. Rogers stays in, no activity in the North Greenville bullpen, so Rogers going to try and work around runners on 2nd and 3rd with no outs. And King, lefty, stepping in. Rogers ready to go, and ball 1. And a 1-0. And a liner off the end of the bat into left field. Fair ball. Here comes one in to score. Coker's going to try and make it 2. They will. And it will be a 2 RBI double for Madison King. And Coker goes up 5-1.
Coker, after a few bad innings from the plate, knocks in 2 and bolsters their lead to 4.
And Cobra's not done yet with Mariah Maria Williamson up next to the plate. Came into this series with the best batting average on the team at .549.
And still no outs on the board.
And I think Coach Hall is going to make a pitching change here. They will.
I think they're going to put in Griffin from first.
It does look like that is the case. So yes, Griffin will come over from first to take over the circle from Anna Rogers. And so somebody will have to shift over to cover first for North Greenville. I mean, this is not an unusual sight here at North Greenville, as Griffin does double as a pitcher. And her numbers on the season, a 2.76 ERA, 1 win, 2 losses. This will be her 6th appearance in the circle through 25 1/3. She's given up 29 hits, 13 runs, 10 of those earned. She's walked 13, struck out 24. Has given up 6 extra base hits, and opponents batting .279 against her. And she'll have to get the heart of the Cobra order out. Williamson next up to bat. Strickland waiting on deck. Williamson's been largely held in check this series by North Greenville, especially here in Game 2. She's grounded out, flown out. Only time she did reach was on a fielder's choice. She did come around to score, however.
Looks like they're shifting Gray over to first, Withers to second.
And the rest of the Crusader infield does stay the same. Rivers at short, Stone at third. So Withers was the designated player. She will now check in at second. And Haley Gray becoming a new first baseman. 3 outs needed here for North Greenville, runner on second. Cobras already lead it, but now lead it by 4. Swing and a miss from Williamson for strike 1.
And Griffin not afraid to just go straight for the heart of the zone. Feels like she has the speed to get by batters and the off-speed pitches to fool them.
Well, the 0-1. Miss is just inside, ball 1. Off the end of the bat, foul, strike 2. One-two from Griffin. Off the glove of the catcher, Kuhn. Throw to first, not in time, as Madison King on the jump down to the base. Runner now at third with nobody out. And lines it right to Rivers at short for the first out. 1 down. Now to bring up Strickland, the shortstop. Only hit on the day, a double back in the third. Griffin ready to go. And first pitch fouled away, strike 1. And the 0-1. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Griffin now ahead. 0-2. Reached out for it. Did she go? They will appeal. She did not. 1-2.
Cobras catching a break on that one. That was close.
Now Griffin ready for the 1-2. Missing inside, 2-2. And golfed on down low. That one will be fouled off, even though it went back to the pitcher, Griffin.
Just bounced off the ground right bottom of the plate. Propelled it forward.
Griffin will try the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Last time Coker sent this many batters to the plate for 2-1. Two, 1. 3-1. Griffin looking to get out of the inning and fire strike 2 right by. Now full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Payoff pitch from Griffin. Called strike 3 outside. Well, okay, apparently I missed a strike somewhere. That should have been strike 3. Well, now there's ball 3. Well, something's not right.
Yeah, we're here now.
Well, now it's a full count.
Now we're full.
So here's a payoff and a chopper past Stone at third, foul. I don't know what happened there. Well, count's still full, 2 outs. Griffin fires. There's a strikeout swinging. And out number 3. Coker gets 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on base for the Cobras. Heading to the bottom of the 7th. Last chance for North Greenville. Down to their final 3 outs, and it's going to be the bottom of the order due up. DeBoer, Holmes, and Gray coming up in the bottom of the 7th. Here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Back here for the bottom of the 7th, and Grace DeBoer leading things off, trying to jumpstart the Lady Crusader offense here, make up 4 runs, 5 to walk it off. Shut down this Crusader offense, and here comes out number 1 after DeBoer grounds out the 3rd. That'll bring up Darby Holmes, who takes ball 1 inside. Holmes 0 for 2 today with a ground out and a strikeout. And swings over the top of strike one to make the count 1-1. And lines it right to first for out number 2. Two down, and the last hope becomes Haley Gray.
Gonna have to start a rally of pretty Herculean proportions.
First pitch, fouled away. Strike one. Next pitch, rifled right in there for strike 2. Two strikes, 2 outs. And Gray just does stay alive. Fouls it away, 0-2. Next pitch, and a chopper right back to the pitcher forehand. She'll flip to first, and that's the ball game. Taylor forehand comes in and shuts North Greenville down as Coker will take game 2, and that will be a series split for North Greenville as the Lady Crusaders take game 1 by a score of 5-1, and Coker takes the second game by a score of 5-1. Coker broke it open first in the first inning, scoring a run. Stayed that way until the third when Coker tacked on 2 more. North Greenville finally got on a board in the third, and that would be all the scoring for North Greenville. Coker would add 2 more insurance run in the 5th as the Cobras go 5 runs on 5 hits, no errors. North Greenville goes 1 run on 3 hits, 4 errors against North Greenville. Looking at the final stats, Ashton Withers, about the lone bright spot in the Lady Crusader lineup. She goes 2 for 3. Brooklyn Stone tacks in on the lone RBI. Haley Gray goes 1 for 2 with a run scored. Looking now at the Cobras as they take game 2. Taylor forehand, a dominant performance. 4 innings pitched after taking over from the starter Linthicum. She goes 4 innings, only allows 1 hit, no runs. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 5, did hit a batter, and she goes 45 pitches to close it out for Coker as Madison King goes 2 for 4 with a pair of RBIs. Brianna Strickland goes 1 for 4. Hannah Goodman 1 for 3 with an RBI. Hannah Price 0 for 1. She did have that walk that scored a run. And a rough outing for Mackenzie Dyson as she only goes a 2 1/3. Anna Rogers took over for her. She goes 3 2/3. And Jalen Griffin rounded out the pitching as she goes that last inning. Now time to announce your Moses Greer player of the game who helped get it done for their team here in game 2. And gotta say, it's a pretty dominant performance out there by Taylor forehand coming in and shutting it down.
Yeah, forehand in relief really put her statement in the game and stifled anything North Greenville tried. And that led to a 5-1 victory for Coker after taking a 5-1 loss in game 1.
And that will be the 19th win on the season for Coker. They'll improve to 19-5 overall. North Greenville will drop to 13-7 as Coker next up for the Cobras. They will have a road matchup against the Trojans of Anderson University on Saturday, March 17th. For North Greenville, next up for the Lady Crusaders, they'll have a conference matchup against King, a doubleheader on March 17th. Saturday. And speaking of King, that will be our next broadcast. Will be tomorrow, Friday at 3 for game 1 of a 3-game set against the Tornado out of King University from Bristol, Tennessee, as the North Greenville University baseball team looks to keep the home turf undefeated as it stands right now. And so that will do it for us here from Jan McDonald Field here on the North Greenville Sports Network. And so for Alan Ellis, I'm Gray Sutherland saying farewell here from Jan McDonald Field, where the final score here in Game 2 is 5-1. Special thanks to John David, Trenton Armitage, and Josh Bashaw. I got them all right there. All right. For today's game, don't forget to follow us on youtube.com/North Greenville Sports Network and keep up with the latest news at NGUathletics.com. This has been a presentation of NGU Softball here on the North Greenville Sports Network.